talking to a thoroughbred professional, and why do I say so? This is one that doesn't have airs about him. If I wanted to go through his whole profile, we'll probably use the time for the interview for all of that. But Kalu Ikeagwu is in the house. It is great to have you, sir. You are welcome.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Suspicion, we just saw that trailer. It is intriguing. It makes me want to go. I am seeing some things that I would see. Maybe in a John Wick movie, I saw a slam there and all of that. It is suspense, it is action, a thriller, paranormal. What exactly is Suspicion?
Suspicion is actually a project that's very, very close to my heart because I've been saying for long that we need stories about ourselves, about Africa, and what to stand for. I mean, for quite a while, we don't have any action movies, and whatever action movies we have, ape those that are coming from Hollywood and how it's supposed to be. This is the first one that encapsulates the paranormal, the spiritual aspects, you know, the sort of juju and how it affects. And it's being used in terms of detecting who the culprit is and stuff like. So there are a lot of things very African inside it. But at the same time, you have the elements of the action.
Of the action and the modern amenities and stuff like that. So
wonderful.
It's an integration and potpourri of everything that makes it originally Nigerian, originally African from our viewpoint. So that's why it's so dear to my heart.
Wonderful. You see, when I saw this, the first question I asked him was, I hope you're the villain in this one. And this is off seeing him in Tintel as Masters, which for me was an iconic role, putting some juice into all of that. After doing that, have you been subject to typecasting or, as it were? Because, you know, would someone see you and say, because it's very prevalent in this industry.
Yes.
Someone sees somebody do something good,
right?
You have to do it the next time because maybe that's what people want, and there's really nothing bad with it. But what are your thoughts on that, as it were?
Because I did get quite a lot of scripts that tended towards that part, villainous roles to varying degrees, even down to the aspect of detestable ones like pedophilia that I had to turn that down, you know, for obvious reasons. But my primary goal is that of a storyteller. You know, that's what I am. I'm just a storyteller. I get a story and I tell it as best as I can. It doesn't matter whether I'm a good person or a bad person. I understand the commerciality of things where, you know, to earn a steady income, you have to go into this stereotype that's prepared for you. But for me, it's a gift given to me by God, and I'm very cognizant of the fact that everyone is on this earth to fulfill a practice. And at the end of the age, you know, when we pass on, I have to give an account of everything I've done. So,
I like that. You're thinking of legacy also.
Yeah, legacy is good, but my own primary is to the one who made me, to say, this is what I did, what he gave me. And so that guides everything that I do, the content. It has to have a mission, a message, while entertaining. So that's what guides me. There's nothing...
Wonderful. How do you deal with feedback, criticism of your roles? Do people come to you? I would say that almost everything I've seen of you is excellent to a particular degree, very high degree. But definitely, you would have had some part where some people come to you with feedback that maybe you don't really, might not be the best way and all of that. If you've ever had those kind of situations, how did you react to them?
The greatest critic I ever had was my dad. You know, so he'll give me assignments and stuff like that. And for me to, for me to get it correct, I have to repeat it sometimes even up to 20 times, you know, to not have a red mark on it saying you didn't do this well. Or if I came maybe third or second position in class, that was a failure to him. So I was already steeped in that. So I grew to having my biggest critic being myself. That's who I compete against. I compete against myself. So it makes me kind of... So if anyone makes a critique of what I do, even if it's not so... Of course it hurts. You know, it's not... When you're being corrected, it's not the most pleasant thing. Yeah, it is not. And then it has to fight with your ego and your pride. You know, so you have to check which one do you bring down. And so you bring down your ego and your pride and look at it objectively. Is this coming from a place of prejudice, from the person, prejudice against you, or is it objective?
Objective, based on the art
Based
form.
off the art.
You
So
see, this way you're thinking is a way, I would want to say that not many directors and producers think this way. Because they see, I'm talking about the industry now, a project comes out and then you see them going on social media to attack so tweets are being responded to, okay, there are people who say this is nice, and then they go to every single tweet or every single post, as it were, on X,
Right.
and other social media platforms that would say, in quotes, criticize the movie, and then you see them really going hard at it. You know, and then the final thing they go is, well, yeah, go and do your own movie now. Shey you say it's in there easy, go and do your own and all of that. And so I feel, because when I look at it, I look at Hollywood and I see how strongly steeped the culture is in
Yes.
the critique, as it were. Because before a movie even comes out to the general public, it will run through the critics. The major newspapers have their critics who will come and give it scores and all of that. So it's very important, and they see it as a very vital part. But over here, I don't think it's the same way.
well, it's a multifaceted thing in the sense that, yes, you have a responsibility to bring out the best work possible. It's also incumbent upon you to, you know, whatever critique you get, you look at it objectively. So an objective director should take it in his stride and not take it too badly, and look to see whether he has anything he needs to mend or, you know, amend or make better. However, the point you also make, I mean, yes, we do have some sensitive directors and stuff like that, but another aspect, sometimes their frustration can come from the fact that this is one of the toughest industries, and as well, I wouldn't say that, but as with every other business in Nigeria, does not get any support from the government in any way
not as
whatsoever.
much as it
None
should be.
whatsoever.
Wow, none.
None. I kid you not.
But you know, we've heard, I mean, right from past presidents, there's how many million grants we're sending into the industry.
Yes, that did trickle down, but the last time was during the Jonathan regime. Yeah, the Buhari's regime, and this one have no interest whatsoever.
Wow.
Have not even taken into cognition the impact it can have on foreign investments into the country. So because of this and the many challenges, I mean, you're shooting. This one, for example, I'm even shocked he achieved this, and Tosin achieved what he did.
What he did.
Yeah, because the challenges he faced were unsurmountable. You had to deal with generator noises, which in somewhere like Lagos, imagine shooting in a place where it has to be absolutely quiet.
Yeah.
You can't do that. It's insurmountable. You don't have private studios where you can't shoot.
Where you can shoot.
You have people condemn people, you know, the
parts. Looking for parts.
You can't tell them not to do their work. Or cadres, or, you know, or generators, or the sirens that go off when NEPA brings lights, you know, stuff like that. So you have all these things and many other things. You have the touts who stop you from shooting if you come to some place. So, and this is a big production. Imagine how the smaller ones are. You can't control. So a lot of times when people come out and critique, and some of these people, some people critique objectively.
Yeah.
Some of that's just because they're anonymous, have the right to just say anything without understanding what's going on, or might have some, you know, hidden motives behind.
But I know now that there's a foreign direct investment from streaming platforms. There's quite a lot. I mean, Netflix and Prime and all of that, they've really invested into the African market.
Yes.
Has that helped?
It has helped the industry quite a lot. It has helped quite. So that's why you see much better quality productions coming out.
Okay.
So a lot of Nigerians who say, I don't watch Nollywood movies, they're now starting to come back. However, those ones that are up there, they are kind of putting more pressure on the smaller productions who can't meet up because they don't have the finances that those big ones.
There's something some veterans have mentioned, YouTube.
Right.
that YouTube is killing the industry. In fact, this is KOK. He mentioned that. Said,
Right.
you know, somebody can go and get a shortlet 1 or 2 days, put a crew and put up something, and then it goes on YouTube, and there's so revenue is actually coming in, and it seems like, okay, let me spend the least to make the most. It's now purely business and not the art of filmmaking.
Yeah, you have, like I said, it's gone down, it's fragmented, or it's gone down into segments. You have the ones that go to cinema, you have the ones that go to streaming. The cable networks, I mean, like the, you know, cable networks that have, you know, the AMs, the
AMs,
Epics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't exactly pay that well. They used to pay in foreign currencies, and now if you're paying in naira, you know, with inflation and stuff like that, it's insurmountable. So the YouTube offers as on primarily an alternative source of income that is kind of insulated from the economy per se, the state of the economy. So a lot of them are going into that. It's survival. Like sometimes it's most of the motivating factor is survival in the industry. So if these established would do a lot better and receive people's products and pay them well, there'll be much better productions
Wonderful.
coming in.